Okay, this is just a video on the comparisons between diesel and gasoline. This chart, I made this chart back in 2016. At that time, I was driving a Ram. It's a 2016 2500 Longhorn. It was a Cummins diesel. It was a crew cab, short bed, four-wheel drive. There was no lift. It had stock tires, 285/60 R20. Okay. And at the time, I was contemplating switching over to the Power Wagon. I really liked the Power Wagon. I had one in 2012, but it got horrible fuel mileage. It got like 8 miles to the gallon, and that was with the 5.7 Hemi. And I was thinking, well, with the 6.4, maybe get better fuel mileage. We all know a Power Wagon don't get better fuel mileage. But anyways, so this is a comparison between heavy-duty trucks, gasoline, diesel, not a half-ton, not the F-150, not a Ram 1500, not one of those fake trucks out there like Nissan and Toyota. None of them trucks. Okay, we're talking about heavy-duty trucks. Okay, so I started out with, so let's go here to the left. This is how I broke it down. Average yearly miles driven, average fuel mileage, average fuel cost per gallon, total cost of fuel per year, average maintenance cost per year, total cost of fuel and maintenance per year, difference per year, difference per month, the advantage, gas or diesel, truck payment, total truck payment per year, overall truck payment, fuel and maintenance costs, total savings per year, total savings per month, overall average, advantage, gas or diesel. Now, before we continue on, let me show you what I got in my 2016 Ram. This is for a whole year of driving because I keep really good records. And this is the only way you're gonna know. You cannot compare, one day you may get 16 miles to the gallon, you may get 17 miles to the gallon, whatever. And then you compare it with a gasoline truck. Okay, you gotta have real hard data, like a year's worth of data to make a real comparison. Not comparing in the backyard, you and your buddy going up and down the road once. Okay, that's not comparing anything. So, that chart that I just showed you, my average mileage, average X, Y, and Z's, that is a reflection based on 2016, living here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, so 2016, January, you can see here, date. The dates are when I fueled up. Fuel cost at that particular time, you can see sometimes diesel was $1.83. Look at that, $1.83. $1.73. Diesel was pretty good. Look at that, $1.55. Miles driven. Total miles per month. So in January of 2016, I drove 2,600 miles. City, highway, city, mixed, city, and so forth. Gallons filled. Average miles to the gallon. Anything green is 20 miles to the gallon or higher. Anything amber is going to be like 18, 19. And then total cost of fuel. Okay, so take a look at that. All right, just keep looking. Let's see, February I drove 4,300 miles, almost 44. Look at that. Mileage, fuel mileage is most of it in the 20s. March, 3,100 miles. A lot, again, look at that fuel mileage. Look at that, some of them 23 miles to the gallon, 22 miles to the gallon, 22 miles to the gallon. We keep going. April, a lot of 20 miles to the gallon. There's a lot of this is highway driving. You can see, look at this one here, May 15th, 2016, mixed traffic. Mixed traffic, even in mixed driving, that's a mix between highway, city, and there was some traffic in there. Look at that, 19.7 miles to the gallon. This is a heavy-duty truck, okay? Pretty good. Look at this one, 19 May 2016, highway, 10.5 miles, 10.5 gallons filled. I got 25 miles to the gallon. I remember that day, I went to Pennsylvania. Drove 263 miles, something like that. It's pretty good. 25 miles to the gallon. That's awesome. Was it Pennsylvania? No, that might have been Virginia. I think it was Virginia. I don't remember. Anyway, so we'll keep scrolling. So anyways, you can see this is some real hard data. You can see a lot of 20 miles to the gallon here, a lot, over 20. It's amazing when people say you can't get over 20 miles to the gallon heavy duty truck. Yeah, you can, just don't drive like an idiot. Keep your foot out of the pedal. Don't hammer down. Be patient. Be courteous to drivers. Anyways, as you see, when we get into the winter months here with winter fuel, you can see the fuel mileage begin to drop, but I'm still getting 19, 20 miles to the gallon. So, overall average for the entire year, let's break this down, okay? Overall average, $2.09 per gallon. That's the average for the entire year. I drove a total of 43,429.7 miles. I filled up 2,178.9 gallons of diesel. My overall average for the entire year, 19.93 miles to the gallon. It's amazing. Total fuel costs of the entire year, $4,648.02. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, why did I choose 17 miles to the gallon as the base? It's because I wanted to give gasoline the best advantage. Had I compared gasoline versus diesel at 19 miles to the gallon, 19 miles to the gallon, diesel would win hands down. The savings would be much better in diesel. But let's continue. So let's start with gasoline. At 13 miles to the gallon, now remember these gas prices, these are just average all around gas prices of 2016 here in North Carolina. I decided to go with $2 a gallon, okay? Even though at the time, I believe gasoline was probably about $1.50, but $2 a gallon. Just like diesel, I decided to use the base number of $2.31 a gallon. I even go here. I start raising the price, $2.49, $2.59, just to compare. All right, back to gasoline. So, average yearly miles driven, 39,600 miles. Average fuel mileage, 13 miles to the gallon. Total cost of fuel per gallon, $2. Total cost of fuel per year, $6,092.30. That's if I drove a gasoline truck for 39,000 miles, got a yearly average of 13 miles to the gallon. That's $6,092. Let's go to the diesel. See how much diesel cost me. Ooh, look at that. At 17 miles to the gallon, same mileage over the year, 39,600. At $2.31 a gallon, so 31 cents more than gasoline, I still paid only $5,380.94. That is significantly less than gasoline. Even though gasoline is, using this chart, right, is cheaper, 31 cents cheaper. Because a lot of people will say, oh, well, I'll get a gasoline truck because in the long run, I'll save money because I pay less in fuel. No, you won't. But we're strictly talking fuel. Let's add maintenance costs. Okay, so basically at 40,000 miles a year, for the Ram 6.4 Hemi, you can change the oil at 10,000 miles. The Cummins diesel, the manufacturer says 15,000 miles. And yes, I changed the oil at 15,000 miles, just like the owner manual says. So the cost of changing the oil over a year in a diesel is going to be less than a gasoline. Basically 4 times in 1 year I will change the oil, and 1 time change in air filter in a gasoline engine. Overall average cost of that would be $280. So fuel cost plus maintenance cost equals $6,372.30 for the entire year. Let's go with the diesel. Now, diesel is a little bit more. These prices were calculated using Shell Rotella T6. As you know, that's a high quality synthetic oil, and it's not cheap. So this also includes fuel filter changes. As we know, the Ram uses 2 fuel filters, and they're not cheap. They're like $70 a filter or more, depending on where you go. So you take the total amount of cost of fuel plus the maintenance, you get $6,480.94. It's really not that much more than the gasoline. The gasoline engine is a little bit less, and you'll save $108.64 over diesel base. That comes out to $9.05 over diesel base. Not bad. I mean, you're saving a little bit, you know. So, but what happens when you increase the fuel costs? $2.29. Fuel jumps up $6,900 a year. Maintenance doesn't change. But look at this, $7,200 total fuel. That's $774 more than diesel base. $64.56 a month more than the diesel. So the advantage here is diesel. Now let's add truck payment. $700 times that by 12, $8,400. Total price with fuel, maintenance, truck payment comes out to, let's start with the far left, $14,772.30. Okay. That still, you're still saving some money. So not bad, you're still saving $108. However, should gas prices jump just a little bit, 29 cents more, you're looking at $15,655.69. That's $774.75 more than diesel. The advantage here over a year is diesel. So that's just at 13 miles to the gallon. If you can get better fuel mileage, you can spend less in overall maintenance and cost of ownership and stuff like that. However, you have to average at least 15 miles to the gallon to do better than diesel. Like overall. Even at 14 miles to the gallon. Okay, we're gonna scroll down. Okay. You can save some, but you can also spend more. 14 miles to the gallon at $2.29. You spend $276 more over diesel. Diesel has a lot of advantages. Okay. Now, these numbers were calculated off diesel base. That's at 72 miles. That's at 17 miles to the gallon. Had I calculated these numbers against 18, 19, or even 20 miles to the gallon, hands down, diesel would win. It just would. I mean, look, you don't even have to calculate a whole lot. Look at that. At 19 miles to the gallon, at $2.31 a gallon, you spend $4,800 in fuel. Plus maintenance, that's $5,900. $5,900. $5,914.52. Okay? That's $566 less than diesel base, and that's a savings of $47.20 per month. Okay? Now let's go over to the gasoline. Let's go over to 16 miles to the gallon. Okay, let's go with $2.29. Okay? So let's compare that. 59.14.52 for diesel, 59.47.75 for gas. You spend a little bit more for gasoline, just a little bit. Advantage, diesel. Let's go down here. Total cost with truck payment, all that jazz, $14,314.52. Gasoline, $14,347.75. Advantage, diesel, just by a little bit. A lot of people will try to convince themselves that it's cheaper buying gasoline. It is and it isn't. At times, gasoline does have an advantage over diesel, but it's not by much. Let's do this. 16 miles to the gallon, okay, at $2 a gallon. For the entire year with maintenance, truck payment, all that stuff, you're looking at $13,630. Over 19 miles to the gallon, total $14,314. You do save a considerable amount. You do. But is it enough to justify? Now, of course, only you can answer that. But let's keep going down the line, because what are the odds of you getting 16 miles to the gallon out of a heavy-duty gasoline truck for an entire year. What is the odds of that? Probably not going to happen. So let's push it back some. 15 miles to the gallon. Okay, so diesel at 19, 14, 314, 52. Let's go to gasoline at 229. You're looking at $14,725. You still save less on the diesel side. You're saving more on diesel. But if you do it at $2 a gallon, you save a little bit more on gas. But again, it's like a $300-400 difference. Is it really that different? Now let's go into more reality. 14 miles to the gallon. 14 miles to the gallon. I'm not even talking about the 229 because we know that's going to be more expensive. Let's go to $2 a gallon. That's $14,337. Let's go to gas. Diesel. $14,314. Which one's better? The diesel is better. And if you go into more reality, 13 miles to the gallon, diesel will beat gasoline. Now the reality is you're probably going to average about 12 miles to the gallon in your gasoline truck for an entire year. There will be moments, if you do a lot of highway driving, you can probably get 15 to 16. But that has to be on a consistent basis. Unless, if someone does the exact same thing, and they come up with this little chart, and they can prove that their gasoline engine is more efficient, and you spend less, by all means, I'd love to see it. But I highly doubt anyone is doing this. I do it because I just like to see what kind of mileage I'm getting. I do it on my Ford. The Ford does not get this type of fuel mileage. Let me just get that out of the way. My 17 Ford F350 Power Stroke, yeah, not so much. But that's a V8. V8 diesel versus straight six, two different things. So this is my average for the Power Stroke, okay? I'm getting, and after I broke, you know, some 10,000 miles, whatever, the truck does better. I mean, I am getting into the green, but with the Ford is different. 18 and up is going to be green, 17 to 15 is going to be amber, and anything under 14 and below is going to be red. So even in my Ford, I'm still getting 20 miles to the gallon, 21, 19, 19, 20, and so forth. So I still have quite a bit of year to go out. Right now, I'm averaging 16.3 miles to the gallon. By the end of the year, I should do better. Now earlier this year, I was in the red. There was a lot of red. I mean, like 12 miles to the gallon, 13 miles to the gallon, all these regens. But the truck will eventually break in and it'll get better fuel mileage. It just depends on the truck and how you drive. So anyways, I'm sorry for the long video, but there is a real comparison. Gasoline versus diesel. This chart was built using a 16 Ram 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins, crew cab, short bed, four-wheel drive, automatic, all that jazz, versus another Ram with the 6.4 Hemi. I had owned a Power Wagon before, and it got horrible fuel mileage. I'm talking like 8 to 10 miles to the gallon on a good day. So, and that is highway driving, 10. Got horrible fuel mileage. I got rid of it. It's horrible. So I hope this video helps whoever out there, if they're ever debating between gas and diesel. You can take a look at this chart out. You can freeze frame this chart right here, and you can have all the numbers for your enjoyment, for your own research.